Welcome to a civilization floating entirely on water. Built centuries ago to escape slave traders, it sits alongside the ancient spiritual birthplace of voodoo. Right now, Benin is drawing a massive influx of attention. It offers almost universal, frictionless visas, extreme affordability, and access to a deeply rooted cultural frontier that most travelers never reach. But radical affordability never exists in a vacuum. A bottom-barrel cost of living is always subsidized by friction, usually exacted through heavy logistical and environmental taxes on your daily life. We need to find out if this West African gateway is actually a viable long-term base or strictly a short-term, high-intensity adventure. Chasing a low price tag without understanding the local mechanics is a fast way to get stranded. To evaluate this destination accurately, we need a completely different set of metrics. We are throwing out the standard travel vlog hype. We have to look at the raw data. This diagram outlines the three distinct lenses we will use to test Benin's viability: the short-term tourist seeking culture, the digital nomad seeking cost efficiency, and the expat seeking capital and career growth. Notice how completely opposed these goals are. A policy that makes entry effortless for a week might offer absolutely zero support for a professional trying to secure a year-long lease. A one-size-fits-all recommendation does not work here. Benin's actual value shifts radically depending entirely on which of these three specific economic profiles you bring across the border. Let's start with the tourist. Entry friction here is exceptionally low. Benin issues an electronic 8-day or 30-day visa online for almost all international visitors in a matter of days. But the trade-off for that easy entry is a brutal environmental toll. You are dealing with year-round extreme equatorial heat, compounded by two separate, heavy rainy seasons that severely disrupt basic logistics and transportation. This leaves you with a very narrow window. The only mathematically optimal time to arrive and avoid the extremes is between December and January. This photograph shows why timing is critical. Arriving in January places you in the center of the National Voodoo Festival, the country's most significant cultural event. For the short-term visitor, the trade-off is clear. You face zero consulate friction, but you have absolutely zero flexibility in your travel dates. If you are a digital nomad holding foreign currency, this image represents your primary leverage. Earning in dollars or euros provides a massive geographic advantage when spent against local costs. Your daily operating costs plummet. This traditional fufu and rich stew, a staple local meal, costs between $4 and $8. Rent scales down proportionally. You can secure a decent one-bedroom apartment in Cotonou, the economic hub, for roughly $250 to $450 a month. However, these low prices exist precisely because the local economy is highly constrained. The local median wage is strictly capped. An average worker here earns roughly $150 to $250 per month. The nomad lifestyle here is incredibly lucrative, but strictly on the condition that you bring your own external wealth. Trying to build wealth locally from scratch is virtually impossible. That brings us to the expat. If you must earn your income within Benin's borders, your options are highly specific. This image captures one of the primary drivers of the economy: heavy agriculture, specifically large-scale cotton production. The second engine of the economy is here at the port of Cotonou, managing complex maritime logistics and shipping for the entire West African interior. Unless you are working the fields or the docks on local wages, the only professionals bypassing that strict income cap are international NGO workers and specialized maritime consultants earning premium expat rates. High-level earning is possible inside the country, but it is strictly gate-kept behind highly specialized humanitarian or logistical expertise. Regardless of which economic profile you fit, you will face the same physical realities on the ground, starting with the uncommercialized coastlines. Looking at these beautiful beaches, you might expect a relaxed swim. In reality, extreme Atlantic undertows make the water highly dangerous and entirely unswimmable. Inland, you face this: intense, densely packed open-air markets. Navigating this level of commerce requires constant situational awareness. While the country is relatively calm, the sheer density of these urban centers creates inevitable opportunities for petty street crime. Benin offers a profound, untouched cultural heritage. It absolutely lacks the relaxed, highly polished infrastructure and safety nets expected by casual vacationers. The data points to a clear conclusion. Navigating this gateway requires a high tolerance for environmental friction and logistical sacrifice. Let's look at this final evaluation matrix to definitively sort out who should book a flight and who should stay away. On the ideal fit side, we place culturally curious tourists willing to visit in January and remote workers bringing in dollars. We also add specialized NGO professionals and maritime consultants who bypass the local wage cap. On the look elsewhere side, we place anyone expecting a turnkey beach resort and travelers who need to find a local job just to survive. Which of these three economic profiles matches your current reality? Let us know in the comments. True geographic arbitrage requires sacrifice. But what if a country measured success not by capital, but absolute happiness? Next stop, Bhutan. Subscribe to stay real.